Well, it's quite funny that today I'm starting my episode on the medical center, the injury screen, because of one major reason. Right now, at the point we are in the season, we have the most injuries in the Serie A with five. Yeah. Current injuries, we have Gaetano Castrovilli is out with the neck strain. Expected return is by the end tomorrow, at least, according to the physio. Maxim Lopez with torn knee ligaments expected to return at the start of next season. The season is already over for him. We are in the 27th of May. That one, is just means one thing. The season is almost over. Luca Ranieri pulled knee ligaments expected return tomorrow. A couple of players are returning tomorrow. Emmanuel Valeri, double hernia, expected return also tomorrow, was under treatment by the club doctor. And Ricardo Sotil with a hip injury, expected to return in like a week's time. All these injuries, I don't know where they actually came from. Maxim Lopez, a player who has just been really immense for us this season, out with the torn ligaments, and now he has really it is a miss for him. Actually, he has scored 1 goal, 5 assists, 3 play of the matches. You can just see with these 3 play of the matches, this guy has been really instrumental for us this season. He has been helping us. He has been a good player, but his injury proneness, currently out with a long-term injury. His season is over, unfortunately. We'll have to wait until next season to see if we can at least welcome him back. And also, nothing much to say. Otherwise, guys, the season is almost over. This is the second episode of normal action according to how things have been. We have a couple of games to go till the season comes to a close. Let's run the intro and we can see from then on how we have been doing throughout the season and any changes that we have made to the squad, anything that is needed actually. Nothing much has happened ever since we last left. A lot has also changed, a lot has not changed. Let's run the intro and see what we have. First things first, I would love to talk about the changes that have been made to the team. The last time we were here, we had accepted our offer from Tottenham for Cristiano Biraghi, whom we sold to Tottenham for £24 million. And also Nicolas Gonzalez's bid of £33.5 million from Arsenal was accepted. They reached in terms. I agreed, and Nicolas Gonzalez went to Arsenal for £33.5 million, where he is eventually enjoying live. 3 goals and 5 assists in 14 appearances. He had 5 goals and 1 assist for us. So in 13 appearances, 1 play of the match. In the Premier League, he already has 3 play of the matches. I mean, it was worth it. His personality is perfectionist. You can just see why Arsenal really wanted him into their system. He has fit perfectly like a glove, and he is enjoying life wherever he is. It was worth the deal. His value has rocketed to 41 to 51 million pounds. Arsenal, if they decide to sell him anytime soon, they will get the value for their money. But he helped us at least achieve an affordable point up to the part where he left us in the season, and now he's enjoying life at Arsenal. Jonathan Ikone went to Leipzig on loan for a reported fee of 450,000. It's quite little, but anyway, he has played 12 games, has an average rating of 6.97. Not really fitted into the system the way I thought he would. He's a good winger, but 12 games, no goals, no assists from a wing position just doesn't seem too good for him. Cristiano Biraghi for Tottenham, though, also not really having much of the game time. He already has 1 play of the match in the Premier League. 25, they signed him for £24 million, 9 appearances, no goals, no assists. The 30-year-old is also quite performing in his new club. So the sales we made, they're enjoying life wherever they are. What about the signings we made? The last signing I made was Emmanuel Valeri, a replacement for Cristiano Biraghi after selling him. Emmanuel Valeri, ever since coming into the squad, he has had 2 assists and in 7 appearances, an average rating of 6.98, an increase from what he was enjoying at Cremonese. And I can just say he's worth it. His value has climbed to 3.9 to 5.2 million. I expect that to climb even further, considering he is now our starting wingback, out with an injury, currently returning to full fitness tomorrow. And tomorrow we have a big game. Let's just run through all of this first before we talk about tomorrow. But fearing that Valerie has fitted into the club perfectly. And also, finally, the next player we signed was Elif Elmas. Do you remember this guy? So I signed him from Napoli for 17 million pounds at the start, a new winger. He has scored 1 goal and 3 assists in 14 appearances, an average rating of 7.21. You can just see from the average rating how he has been enjoying life with us so far. He has been enjoying life with us. He has been a good player, a key and instrumental player for us. Goalkeeper, he is really important for the club. His value has skyrocketed to 29 to 32 million because of his recent performances. If I were to sell him, I would get good return for my money. But Napoli bought him for 14. I signed him for 17. Good deals here and there. The 23-year-old. I was asking if you remember this guy. This guy, if you remember our 7-2 thrashing away at Napoli, yeah, Elif Elmas was one of the scorers. The last scorer of the last 2 goals in the game. He scored in the 81st and in the 83rd minute just to put a dagger through our hearts. Yeah, I saw the potential in this guy. I signed him. I knew he was not part of the Napoli starting 11 greatly. So if you want to beat them, join them. Yeah, if I wanted to beat Napoli, I would have to join them, take one of their best players. And Elif Elmas signed him from Napoli. Those were the only 2 goals he had for the club. He had 1 assist in 18 appearances. He had 5 starts and 13 from the bench. So I saw that there was potential in this guy, and I could really sign him for a good, for a little fee, and he will come to perform. And fortunately, he is performing for us. I love him on 110,000 per week. Yeah, quite the hefty salary, but he really performed for us in that particular impact. Apart from that one, I don't think there is any other signing I need to talk about. Elif Elmas, only the one I signed from Napoli, our title rivals, and still our title rivals up to now. That I can proudly say as we head into a rerun of the previous match. 1 point behind Napoli in the table. Yeah, the things have heated up ever since we were last here. We have played 36 games. We have 2 games to finish the season, and the penultimate game of the season is the return leg against Napoli, who are currently first, back at home at the Atemeo Franchi. We are welcoming Napoli back for a rerun of what we can call the derby of the title. Yeah, I don't know what I can call it, but it is a huge game in favor for both teams. Napoli win, they carry the Scudetto with 1 game left. We win, we leapfrog them heading into the last game of the season. We draw, the title awaits the last game of the season, where I think Napoli are facing a really poor team. So if I want to win the Scudetto, I will definitely have to win this game. They are facing Atalanta at home. You'll expect them to win that. Atalanta are currently fourth, but have not been good enough unless we can withdraw here and Atalanta cause an upset. But before that, Napoli were in a really good run of form with results in the Serie A. The last time they lost was that 4-2 against Juventus. After that, they have won each and every of their Serie A games up to until Spezia drew against them 1-1. Funnily enough for us, we have also been in a really similar form of run. We have won a lot of Serie A matches with a little bit of losses in all the cups and the ties that we have been with. The most recent one beating Atalanta by 4 goals to 2 away from home. So telling me that Napoli will lose or draw to Atalanta at home is like lying to me. So there has been a lot ever since the last time we were here. We faced Napoli in a battle for the Serie A title. The title comes down to the wire. The last game of the season, the penultimate game of the season, if I may say. Napoli win today. They carry the Scudetto. We win, we carry it, and we mark one of the trophies out of our checklist. So that's what we have today. Before we get into that game, which is a really huge game, I would like to just go through the team sheets and see how things have been. One thing I've also noticed is that we and Napoli are the top scorers with 77 goals each. I have just conceded more, 30. They have conceded 24. And as you can see, Napoli are on top of the sheets of the teams that have scored a lot of goals against me. 7 goals from Napoli. That's painful. That's bad. But we have also scored a couple of against other teams. We have 8 against Lecce in both legs. So today is a really, really huge game for each and everyone. Lazio are currently third on 76 points. So there is still a fight for the Champions League spots. I and Napoli, we have already qualified for the Champions League. There is still a lot for us to go through. Other than that, let's run through the results that we have had ever since the last time we were here and see where things changed and where things left us again. The last game we played was that 7-2 thrashing to Napoli, where Elif Elmas scored twice against us. Then in the next week, I signed him. Well, sometimes all it takes is you to beat someone to be able to be gotten by that someone. So fortunately, he now has been with us, and we are rivaling his former team for the title. After that one, in the Italian Cup third round, we beat Frosinone by 2-1. Not a really convincing win. Valeri with a goal. It was a very rotated side in this match. Full match details are not available. It was a very rotated match in the side in this match. Emmanuel Valeri and Ricardo Sotil with the goals to help us into the fourth round. We then went into draw with Lazio away from home 2-2. Ciro Immobile scoring twice and scoring in the last minute of the game to earn Lazio a point. Ricardo Saponara and Luka Jovic were the scorers for us. Inter Milan away, our second meeting ended in a 1-1 draw. Gaetano Castrovilli scored very early in the first half. Martinez equalized in the 50th minute. We went defensive and we got out with a point in this game. They were raiding us. I wish the match details would be able to be shown, and for some reason they can't. Then we went on to welcome Juventus home, where we beat them by 3-2. Remember, Juventus were the other only side to beat us in the league before, where they beat us by 1-0. Milik with that 89th minute winner in the very first episode of this series. Actually the second episode. The first one was the job hunt, and then the second episode we played against Juventus. In the 89th minute, I went attacking, and then they just found the loops in between me and scored the only goal of that game. We managed to do the revenge over them. 3-2. Lucas Mecha with a goal, Arthur Cabral with scoring twice, Bremer and Milik scoring in the 81st and 90th minute in another attempt for them to launch a comeback, but it was a little too late for them to start the comeback. AC Milan in the Italian Cup quarterfinals, Zlatan Ibrahimovic with their only goal for them, Emmanuel Valeri and Lucas Mecha scoring twice for us to win it 2-1 at the San Siro. Manuel Valeri scored in the 23rd minute. Zlatan equalized, and Mecha scored in the 71st, and we were through to the semi-finals of the Italian Cup. In the league, we welcomed Cremonese home. We beat them by 4-0. Mecha scoring twice, Barak once, and Christian Kwame also scoring one goal. As you can see from the variety of goal scorers that we have had, Mecha has been really, really performing. He has been scoring goals for fun. We then traveled to Sassuolo, a really tough outfit. This was a tough game against these guys. We beat them just 1-0. Antonin Barak with the only goal of the game. We had 61% possession, they had 39%, but they created more chances than us. 13 shots, 5 on target. We have 7-2 on target, and we managed to scrape a win against this Sassuolo side. 1-0. The score at the last, 1-0, the final score. Again, away at Udinese, we scraped another 1-0 win. These 1-0 wins have really lifted us high to the point where we are in this season. We beat Udinese by 1-0, and that goal, the only goal of the game, by Elif Elmas in a really, really tightly contested game, a really tough game. AC Milan away at the San Siro, we drew against them 2-2. Olivier Giroud, Radu Krundrich getting the equalizer in the 87th minute for them. Lucas Mecha and Arthur Cabral, we were leading by 1-0. They equalized, 2-1. They equalized in the 87th minute, breaking our hearts. Well, with this win, I guess we would have been jumping over Napoli right now, but some of these results, they really just weren't going my way, were they? Then in the Conference League round of 16, we drew Royal Antwerp, whom we beat by 2-1 away from home. Ricardo Sotil and Luka Jovic with the only goals of the game, with a really rotated side, as you can see here. Jovic, Cabral, a couple of rotated players, some first team players. Well, I can say it was a good outfit. I may be lowering the quality of that team if I say it was really rotated, but we beat them by 2-1 in the first leg. After that, we went to Sampdoria, where we scraped another 1-0 win. Lucas Mecha, whom has been our savior in a lot of these matches. 25 goals in 34 appearances, 7 assists, 7 play of the matches, an average rating of 7.38, having his best season yet, as you can see here. he is really enjoying time with us now currently, isn't he? Lucas Mecha scoring 25 times this season. His netting has just helped us to really leapfrog a lot of teams this season in the league. After beating Sampdoria by 1 goal to nil, we welcomed Royal Antwerp at home now with a very rotated side, and we managed to draw 0-0, and we were through 2-1 on aggregate. Hellas Verona at home 2-0. This is the game that I rotated the side for because I needed the players in full fitness. At this time the Serie A was heating up. Napoli were like 5 points clear at this point, and I really had to start catching up because I knew there were some games where they would come to mess up in front, and some of them, including the Juventus game where they lost by 4 goals to 2, will come to help us now that we are just 1 point behind them. We then welcomed Roma at home in the Serie A, beat them by 3 goals to 0. Luka Jovic with a goal, Lucas Mecha scoring twice, a 66th minute penalty and the 90th minute goal. Luka Jovic also has been a really good scoring form, 10 goals, 2 assists in 33 appearances. We have had a couple of goal scorers. Jovic also having a really good season with us. Frankly, his best, if I may say, under me now as the manager. I've raised the level of a couple of players in this squad. After that 3-0 thrashing of Roma at home in the Serie A, things changed tides when we traveled now in the next 3 days going away from home in the Italian Cup semi-final first leg, where we lost by 3 goals to 2. Chris Smalling, Brian Cristante and Romelu Lukaku with the goals against us. Maxim Lopez and Eli Felmas scoring twice. 3-2 first leg. I said, wow, that's okay. We can welcome them back home, beat them by 2 goals to 0, and we are through. We can just do that. Well, it didn't go to plan, as you can see here. We welcomed them back home. Renato Sanchez was sent off in the 6th minute of the game. A red card in the 6th minute. They scored an own goal in the 22nd minute. We capitalized on that 76% position to their 24, but they didn't stop attacking. 10 shots, 3 on target. I had 16-4 on target. And Tammy Abraham with the 94th minute penalty, which just took us down back to home. It was really painful to watch. After that red card, Eli Felmas and we just played the ball to Veruti. Eli Felmas's cross into the box was whipped, and that was a really an own goal by Kumbula, who just put up foot through it, and it ended up being 1-0. Tammy Abraham then in the 94th minute in extra time made it 1-1, and that was that for the game. And I think that knocked us out of the Italian Cup in the semi-finals. One of the heartbreaks that we have had in the last couple of months. As I said, there's been a lot of drama, but after that 3-2 win against AC Milan, we then went to thrash Lecce by 6 goals to 1 away from home. First team, this was just out of anger. Losing 3-2 away from home. I played the first team, we thrashed them by 6 goals to 1. Arthur Cabral, Dodo, Jovic, Barak, Kwame scoring. Actually, it was not actually the first. It was a little bit rotated, not wholly rotated, just a little bit rotated. Then in the Europa Conference League quarterfinal first leg, we played against FC Basel, whom we beat by 3 goals to 0 away from home at home. Lucas Mecha scoring twice, Martinez Corta with 1 goal in the 86th minute, and 3-0 against Basel. Well, I guess we were now through, because even if we had to lose just 1 goal, we were okay. And then against Monza in the next game, we beat them by 2 goals to 1. Maxim Lopez and Lucas Mecha with the only goals. FC Basel away from home, we went on to lose 2 goals to 1, and yeah, aggregate 4-2. So we were through initially. That was okay for me, though losing this game was not really great. I rotated a little bit, rotated side, because I had done everything in the first leg. Torino 4 goals to 1 in the league. This was the reason I rotated the side. Luka Jovic, Castrovilli, Saponara with the goals. Duvan Zapata pulled one for them. Duvan Zapata, whom again is having a really nice season for Torino, who are not really performing actually. 28 goals in 36 appearances, 2 assists, 8 play of the match, 7.29. One of the best players in the league this season at 32 years old. The Colombian is having a really great season for Torino. After After being knocked out of the Italian Cup by Roma, we then went to play Empoli, beating them by 2-0 in the Serie A. Salernitana 1-0. Lucas Mecha with the only goal. Bologna 1-0. Lucas Mecha with the only goal. Lucas Mecha has saved us a lot. Then West Ham in the Europa Conference League semi-final first leg. Said Benrahma with the only goal of the game in the 9th minute in a game that West Ham were really walking all over us. I'm happy that we defended quite a little bit. We had the best possession, 66%. They had 34. 12 shots, 3 on target, 11 shots, 2 on target. They had a better XG than us. I mean, with all this possession, we were actually doing nothing. But 1-0 away from home, I will take that to the second leg. As you can see, we were dominant against them, but now the home advantage maybe played a role in that. We welcomed Spezia. We will travel to Spezia, beat them by 1-0. Lucas Mecha with the 67th minute penalty as the only goal to save us from this one. A game in where Lukajovic pulled some little bit of a strain in injury. And then after that, we welcomed West Ham in the second leg of the Europa Conference League semi-finals, beat them by 2-0, 2-1 on aggregate. Castrovilli and Kwame with the goals. And well, these are really unexpected scorers, Castrovilli and Kwame, but they were the ones to get us the points to the finals of the Conference League. And now in our latest game, we beat Atalanta by 4-2 to set us up for this immense match against Napoli, 1 point behind them, heading into the last game of the season against Lazio. Now, this episode consists of 2 games, the Napoli game and the Villarreal game in the Europa Conference League finals. I may be able to tick off 2 of the couple of trophies I have to win in this challenge, one being the Serie A and one being the Conference League, which I would love to tick off against Villarreal, who have also had a really good run of form. But we will see how things will go. In the semi-final, Villarreal knocked out Nice by 7-3 on aggregate. Wow, that's a lot. But they are a tough outfit. We'll see how things go. But the first game of the season of the video is Napoli against Fiorentina. Things are about to get tough and really funny. Back at home, time for revenge, isn't it? Let's see how the players can do. Have a little chat with them, arrange the lineup, and we'll be back for the Napoli game. That is a really huge game in this challenge. Well, if things could get a lot more better, some of our players are picking up personal accolades. Someone like Lucas Mecha has been named the German Footballer of the Year in front of Sadio Mane and Ilkay Gundogan. He has scored 36 goals in 44 appearances, 8 assists, an average rating of 7.40. Sadio Mane scoring 24 goals and 3 assists, average rating of 7.35. Gundogan just right behind with 7 goals and 13 assists with an average rating of 7.14. Personal accolades are nice to see our players getting. And now that one brings me to the team's squad lineup for the next game. I have made a little bit of changes. Terracciano will definitely start in goal. Venuti, Korta, Milenkovic and Dodo in the defensive department. Male and Mandragora in the midfield. Now here is where I have a problem. A couple of my players are injured. Someone like Maxim Lopez, who has been really instrumental for us this season, out with an injury, long-term injury, will just be able to come up for early next season. Castrovilli with a little bit of an injury, expected to return to full training in 5 days. I can't have him in this match. Also, Arthur has been suspended for this match, and Bonaventura is unregistered because he had a long-term injury and will also be wanted by Wolves and Real Sociedad. So there are still a couple of deals to make at the end of the season, but we'll see how things will happen. Elif Elmas out on the wing, just as expected. His substitute, someone I would guess will just have to be someone like Christian Kwame for the best of all these things. In front we have Lukajovic and Lucas Mecha. This part of Lukajovic, I felt like Arthur Cabral could be able to, because he had the best form recently. Last 5 games 6.9 for last 5 games for Lukajovic 6.84. It's quite a problem whom I should bring and whom I should leave, but I think I'm going to trust Lukajovic. I hope I've not trusted the wrong player. Lucas Mecha will start up front for us, the best player in the squad currently, just in form, enjoying his time with us. And Antonin Barak, one of our the best attacking midfielders in the league, currently just enjoying his game time with us. 9 goals and 6 assists, 3 player of the matches, 7.26 rating. He is having a good season, not the best like the way he had with Verona in 29 games, scoring 11 goals, but this season I could say he is helping us to reach our goals or whatever he do. But I have also seen that he has a transfer arranged. Yeah, he is joining Napoli next season. Okay, so it will be quite funny if he can help us win this game and topple Napoli against from the Scudetto title before he leaves. It would be great, but now the problem comes when he decides to topple us so that he can go to a Napoli team that are recent winners of the league. Before we head into the next match, it will be really nice to talk about Roma's massive drop from the top. They are currently 7th with 71 points. They are almost missing out in the Conference and Europa League stages with this performance. These guys were like during the first phase of the season, they were on top. The first part of the season, they were really, really, really good. I don't know what caused the massive drop off, but Roma have had a really, really painful massive drop from the top. Just look at the way they began their season really well. After that draw against us, look at how they were winning games in the Serie A. After drawing against us, well, everything changed for them. They started losing, they lost and they lost, and they just started dropping off. And most recently, the month of April was not kind to them in all competitions. And now they're out in a lot of competitions, and now they're currently 7th, and we may as well miss out on European football next season. With all the injuries that we have had, it's quite funny to notice that Fiorentina have their full first 11, including substitutes. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is in the squad except for Eli Felmas, whom I signed. Merit in goal, Di Lorenzo, Bramani, Kim, Mario Rui, Lobotka, Zambo Anguissa, Zielinski, Lozano, Kvaratskhelia, Osimhen. They just have the best of the best, don't they? Things will get tough for us. We just see how we can encourage these players. I have faith that we can win this game. We win this game, we can win the Scudetto in the final game of the season, while Roma face Atalanta in the other one. So things are hardly getting better for us. Roma still playing, I think they're 4-1-2-3. It's a really offensive formation. That's the way you look at it. Doesn't look much offensive than it can be, but it's a really offensive formation. 1 point the gap. We see we can get better to the top, closer to the top if we do win this game. But it is quite difficult. It's quite hard. Let's just see how the odds will play out against us. First highlight of the game definitely had to be Napoli's, didn't it? Mario Rui with a lofted ball up front. Giovanni Di Lorenzo running wide with the ball, crosses it into the box, looking for Victor Osimhen. He hits the crossbar, and we survive that highlight. Yeah, we have survived the highlight. Venuti already has a yellow card. For us, Antonin Barak has picked up another one. The disciplinary issues in this squad are really, really tough. Fiorentina have 5, Napoli have 5 shots, 1 on target. We have no shot, and we are at home. Wow. Well, now at least I think a highlight in favor of us. Dodo with the ball forward. It was intercepted. Now Giovanni Di Lorenzo has a chance to carry the ball forward. He moves, and we have no people marking. Zambo Anguissa with the ball now, just flying forward, gives it to having Lozano. Lozano with a chance to cross it into the box. Victor Osimhen opens the scoring. It is his 41st goal of the season. It is Napoli's first. It is 1-0, and things just don't seem like they're going to get better from here, do they? The encouragement had not even gone through. Wow. Osimhen just can't stop scoring. Halftime quickly approaching, but ever since that goal, we have had a little bit of an upward shift in our fates. We have had 3 shots, 2 on target, and nothing has come out of those 2. We just weren't doing anything for the whole of the first half. In the second, then in the last few minutes, we have had a little bit of an upshift, and now we maybe have a little bit of faith going into the dressing room. We can just tell the players they have been doing really badly about all of this, and we can just see how we can improve the fate of the squad. You have to feel that with this whole position that we are having, we are not making the best of it. Mandragaros goes into the box. It is collected easily by Merit. Ahead it was, at least it was a highlight in favor of us, and that was a shot on target. But with whatever we are doing, I think we need a little bit of tactical changes for us to be able to do this. So we are going to, because they have a lot of players on the wings, I think I'm going to focus the players down the middle. to try and get the best of the players that we have. We are going to shift the focus to do early crosses and just walk the ball into the box. The passing directness, make it a little bit more direct, increase the tempo, that we can have a little bit of all of this. And then I'm going to play a really narrow formation. Then that means I'm also making some tactical changes, changing his role to an attacking midfielder on attack, trying to get him further forward. We have a lot of yellow cards in the squad, and I think Venuti is going to be one of the ones to give up the place. Tezic to come on for Venuti, and any more changes I could make, I don't think I have any. I need the players I have in the squad right now to be able to get me the points. We have increased the tempo a little bit. I would love to go attacking, but I feel like if I do go attacking, Roma will just find the spaces in between my players, and we will really go down the way it is. They are playing wide players. I have left them wide spaces. I'm trying to punch a hole through them. It's the 73rd minute. There is no highlight. We have a highlight in the 85th minute, a free kick from Male, standing over the ball. Let's see if there's anything that comes out. This one there actually isn't, and it is a goal kick. Wow. 9 shots, 5 on target. We have changed this game definitely, but we have not been able to get the back of the net. And with this, I think we are going to see Napoli lift the Scudetto in front of our eyes. Maybe now they are just going to score a second to put a dagger through our hearts. Ball lofted to the back post. Cravacelia with the ball. Passes it in. Victor Osimhen goes down. It's a penalty in the 93rd minute. Well, you have to feel that this was always coming, doesn't it? Osimhen will take the penalty, I believe. Delamura with a yellow card receives a yellow card last minute. Zielinski stands up to take the penalty for them. It is saved by Terracciano and cleared by Zielinski. Well, at least it doesn't end 2-0, but the Scudetto, yeah, it has flown away from us in the last game of the season. Matteo Politano to stand over that one, crosses it into the box. It is cleared for another corner by Milenkovic, which will be taken as the clock runs down. It's the 93rd minute. We have no changes left. At least I can do that one. And we can see the Scudetto run away from us at home. Napoli completing the double over us, and that will be that as Napoli lift the Serie A title in front of our home fans. This just feels painful to watch, doesn't it? I had hopes that maybe we could lift the Serie A this season, but now we end up lifting nothing, in absolutely nothing, in Italy in the first season. We only have one trophy left that we may be able to check off our list, which is the Conference League title, but also that one, it is hard. It's going to be difficult because Villarreal are a really good side, and I don't know what will happen. I don't want to continue watching the confetti falling. Napoli beat us by 1-0. At least it's not 7. Yeah, at least it's not 7. Dodo, let's just tell him I am delighted he lost focus. Well, we need that mood for the last game of the season. 94 points for Roma. For Napoli, I think that the title is gone, absolutely gone. Napoli, the champions of the Serie A, beating us by 1-0 in the penultimate game of the season. A game in which we had hopes, but nothing came of it. We are in the Champions League next season. We may have a better chance at doing it. This was just the first season. It is really great that we have come up with this impressive performance. 90 points in the first season, and also Napoli scoring 94 points. We were close, but closer. It looks closer than it actually has been. We were really close. We just couldn't get the completion, and that breaks the hearts of all the players and fans of Florence. With that result, 2 of the 3 competitions we could have won in this year have been demolished by Napoli in the first one and Roma in the second one. Roma knocked us out in the Italian Cup semi-finals, which they eventually went on to win, and then Napoli beating us by at home and away in all the games that we have played to be able to win the Serie A title. 94 points to 94 points the gap. We have secured Champions League football alongside Lazio. Now it's just left to Atalanta, Inter, and Juventus to fight for the final spot of the It's actually Atalanta and Inter Milan to fight for the final Champions League spot for next season. We'll see how things will be, but this, I could say, has set up a really good foundation for us to be able to go for it in the next season. I think next season we can get this one without much ado. We have had a really good first season. It was tough the first season with Fiorentina trying to take them to the top. It has been hard actually for us on our side. Napoli were just a good outfit. They were better and better in all fields. If they wouldn't have ended up winning this one, it would have been really painful for them. It's also painful for me considering how close I was. But now we have a final trophy that we can lift in this one. And I don't plan on bottling this one. We are playing at the Eden Arena. This in the Czech Republic, actually in Prague. It is a 20,000 all-seater stadium. I don't know where we are playing a finals in Slavia Praha Stadium, a really small stadium, but I think that's what actually it is. The final game of the season is the Lazio game against the game against Lazio at the Artemio Franchi, and we will see how things will go in that one before we head into the final game of the episode, final game of the season, the UEFA Europa Conference League final against Villarreal. Heading into the Conference League final, a bit of personal accolades to be proud of. Fiorentina players that have been named the team of the year. We have Milenkovic and Mario Lopez. Victor Osimhen snatching that one from Mecha, but we'll take it. I have no problem. Meret claims the goalkeeper of the year award. Osimhen wins the player of the year award. That was definite, and Leon won to settle next season. We have been announced as the Italian Serie A best club of the year. I think it's just because of the massive uplift. The fans, the players of the Serie A have voted us as the best club, the club that has caused a lot of problems, even though we didn't end up winning the Scudetto. And also, the manager of the year has been shortlisted. I and Luciano Spalletti are the front runners for the award. I have voted for Luciano Spalletti, obviously just giving him credit. I can't vote for myself, but we'll see how the votes will count at the end. We'll see. I have done a great job this season, I may say so, because actually, just telling you, all we needed in the Napoli game was a draw, and Napoli knew that all we need is a draw, because going to face Atalanta is not going to be easy, because Atalanta are also fighting for a spot in the Champions League. So Atalanta ended up winning that one. The final gap at the top in the end is just 1 point. This is painful. I've been believing that all I needed was a draw against Napoli, and I would have lifted the Scudetto. It's really painful to look at, but anyway, we have done it. It wasn't for us. Lecce, Salernitana and Cremonese have all been relegated. It was just not for us in the end, is it? Now up next we have the mammoth task of winning the UEFA Europa Conference League. This season I said I must take one trophy off the table. I had three: the Serie A, Conference League and the Italian Cup. I believe I can take this one off. Next season focus fully on the Italian Serie A and the Cup, because the Champions League I think is another beast for the club of Fiorentina's reputation and stature. But the Italian Cup and the Italian Serie A, next season we have a lot to work on. And I think next, having done this in the first season, I've set up a really good foundation for us to be able to lift it next season. Apart from that, let's just see how we are going to do against Villarreal in the Conference League final, whatever is up next, and with a path that we have followed. Semi-finals, knocking out West Ham. In the quarterfinals, we knocked out Villarreal knocked out Partizan by 9 goals to 0. We knocked out Basel by 4 goals to 2. In the round of 16, Villarreal knocked out AZ Alkmaar by 3 goals to 1, and we knocked out Royal Antwerp by 2 goals to 1. So that one definitely leading us all the way down. Nicholas Jackson, the top scorer of the Serie A with 12 goals, Labado with 11, Skamaka with 11. Not the Serie A, the Conference League. Nicholas Jackson obviously having the best player. He has carried Villarreal on his back all the way to the finals. A really good player. Don't know whether I could maybe next season go for Nicholas Jackson. We know whatever is happening at Chelsea with this guy is not really great. Let's scout him and see how he will be able to do, and we'll see. 11 goals in 30 appearances for the 21-year-old. That is some great accolade. Maybe next season Jacobson is playing for Fiorentina. We never know. With Luka Jovic leaving, I definitely am going to look for a striker in the next transfer window. Flash score notification. Lineups are available. Well, I always love that notification from that app. Anyway, guys, if I'm asked which app are you using to watch football match stats, I will recommend Flash Score. It's a really good app. I use it. I have it on my phone. It's a really, really good app. And also tell you, this is not an advertisement. Well, I haven't spoken to them, but it will be nice for them to hit me up one day to make an advertisement for them. Maybe once I hit the YouTube partnership threshold and also starting to go up and all that. But currently, I'm still all the way down here. They don't even know I exist. But I love that app. If you want an app to use for notifications and also to watch football statistics, just to look at statistics, look at past performances of teams, I recommend Flash Score. I really, really love the app. Tell those Flash Score people to look for me to make an advertisement for them. I have a lot of ideas for them. Anyway, this is the lineup we have for the next game. I think this is one of the best 11s that I could have in my squad. Yeah, absolutely. Terraciano in goal, Valeri, Igor Milenkovic, and Dodo. All out. Valeria, our new signing. Would have loved to have Ranieri here, but yeah, he left. He could have won a lot with us. Arthur Castrovilli, we have actually won nothing, unfortunately. Arthur and Castrovilli in the midfield. Here we had, I wish I had Maxim Lopez, but Maxim Lopez still out. But actually, if I compare Castrovilli and Maxim Lopez, or yeah, he's quite better. He's quite good. He is actually really good. He's actually is he better than Castrovilli? Castrovilli is quite good in terms of the technicals. Maxim Lopez is good mentally. Castrovilli is better physically. Okay, Castrovilli is better. I have nothing to say. Castrovilli is just an all-rounder. Maxim Lopez is a mental beast in terms of that. But Arthur and Castrovilli in the midfield. Elif Elmas playing for us our Troketista role. But actually in this game, I am going to try to do something different with him. I'm going to play him as an inside forward on attack, because the rules for the inside forward: cross, aiming for far post, dribble more, cuts inside with the ball, takes more risks, crosses less often, and gets further forward. So with him, I think he can give us a notch to try and cut in. So him playing as an inverted forward, we'll see. If things are about to see, we'll just change the tactics. Maybe pull him up to play in the midfield. Region as an advanced playmaker. Why isn't he moving? Play him up as an advanced playmaker in this role, on the attack role. It will be great to have him there, but for now we are just going to play him as an inside forward attack. Then up front we have Barak, Mecha, Arthur Cabral. I love the lines of affinity in between the players. Arthur Cabral and Luka Jovic. I would rather go for Luka Jovic, and that's what exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Luka Jovic and Mecha for this game, and then Arthur Cabral coming on as a substitute from the bench. Both have been in really good form, but I think Luka Jovic just has that professional edge over Arthur Cabral. Having played at Real Madrid, you have to count on players from Real Madrid for finals. They always end up delivering. So players from Real Madrid, they are really countable for finals. They are good players. So we'll see. This is the lineup we have against a really, really, really good Villarreal side. Let's see what we can do against them in the finals. I hope we just lift this one. If we end up this episode without lifting anything, it will be really painful in the end. A long run of a whole season just ending up lifting nothing. That will create a dent in the whole challenge. One trophy a season, I think, will get us to our targeted trophies in less than maybe 50 videos. I don't want the episodes to be too long. We are in Slavia Prague. Is it Turkey? I think. No, yeah, is it? I don't know which country we are playing in anyway, we'll just see. But Villarreal are playing a 4-4-2. Moreno and Jackson up front, Morales, Parejo, Cocalin, Pino, Moreno, Torres, Mandy, and Capu up behind. It is a huge game. It is the Conference League finals. There is the trophy waiting for us. Oh, that's the ball. Okay, where's the trophy? I thought we could have like the trophy in the stadium or anything like that. It is in the tunnels. That is the trophy one. I wanted to see the trophy so that I can tell my players that I think it will be brought and placed here. I can tell the players that that is what we are aiming for. That's what we want to lift. So get your acts together and win this game, as we have a highlight. Valeri to Arthur. Valeri back inside. Elif Elmas. Kapu. Luka Jovic. That's an assist by Barak. Yeah, Luka Jovic scores the first goal. I told you Real Madrid players can be counted on in finals. I always love my logic. I always end up just saying things out of wits, but in the end they just make sense. And then Barak with the assist, Jovic with the really, really clean volley. And that's the first goal of the finals. 15 minutes in is the next highlight, a similar highlight. Oh, I hope it's not the same. Barak cutting in. Barak's shot, I think, did it deflect? No, it did not deflect. It's just a goal kick, but that was a good attempt. We have had 3 shots, 2 on target. They have had 0-0 on target. They have not changed their formation. They're still playing them as themselves. Valeri with another one, looking for Igor. He gets all the way up there. The centre back is all the way back. I think it's time for him to run back with Villarreal now on the ball. I feel Parejo, he goes all the way back to the keeper, giving our players time to at least get their act together. But now they are carving us open slowly by slowly. Parejo finds a looping ball. I thought he was going to get to that, but Nicholas Jackson was just unaware. Dodo looking for Elif Elmas. Nice ball looking for Lucas Mecha. Lucas Mecha had a chance to make it too. He just swings a foot at it and it goes over the bar. The two former Eintracht Frankfurt players could have done me great. Lucas Mecha is a former Wolfsburg player actually, not Eintracht Frankfurt. The two former German Bundesliga players could have done me great favor. With the way this game is going, 6 goals, 6 shots, 2 on target, they've had 0-0 on target, and we are definitely pinning them back. You could say we have done greatly in this game. I'm just going to praise the players, get them to smile a little bit and see how things will go. The second half is huge. It is coming up, and I know Villarreal will get a little bit of uplift. They have just had 1 shot, none on target, 0.02 their XG. With all those shots and all the position we have had, I feel like we could have gotten better of them by now, and this one we could have got better than it actually already is. So let's start the second half and see how things will go. Hopefully we can add a second and just sit back and lift this trophy at the end. Valeri with the ball, 46 minutes in. It's an early second half highlight. Lucas Mecha to Barak, carving them open with short passes. Luka Jovic goes all the way back to Arthur, gives it a long ball out to Dodo, cuts in to Elif Elmas, across to Barak, and Barak makes it 2-0. The players you never expected are the ones delivering. Barak with an assist and a goal. Man, it's getting better and better. Elif Elmas signed him from Napoli. He didn't end up winning the Scudetto against his former team, but he is definitely helping in winning the Conference League, and we are definitely at this point, I believe, going to take away one of the trophies in all the trophies we have to win in this whole challenge. As another highlight, I think, comes in Valeri. It is cleared, but Dodo will come and collect that one. We have all the space to work with. Milenkovic, out to Castrovilli, Jovic, Mecha. That was a chance for him to score. It just didn't fall for him. According to the way this guy has had a really good season for us, it will be really painful for him not to score in this game. But I feel like I'm just going to have to encourage him a little bit, see if there's anything we can get from this guy. As Villarreal are trying to get themselves forward, Nicholas Jackson with that front foot powering through our defense. Nicholas Jackson pulls it back for Gerard Moreno. Dodo clears off the line, and we have survived a really immense highlight there and a really immense Fiorentina attack. It was quite good. Valeri is on a yellow card, not having a really good game. I think at this point it is time for me to make a few changes and a few tactical instructions so that we don't end up losing this 2-0 lead. Okay, fatigue levels being the issue in the squad. Valeri also on a yellow card. I feel like Lorenzo Venuti will be a good outfit to come into the squad. Castrovilli, Mandragoga will be a good substitution for him. And also I have seen that I have Bonaventura in the squad, not been playing him much. I feel like he deserves a spot in this final. So I have made those 3 substitutions. I'm going to keep the other 2 and see where we need the changes and see if we can just do that. Giacomo Bonaventura switching him up with Mandragora a little bit. A player who has been really good stead for us. Not played most of the last few games. Only 14 appearances, 1 goal and 5 assists, an average rating of 7.28. It's because I deregistered him in the league, and currently he is registered for the Conference League. He got a long-term injury, came back when the league was almost over. So yeah, that's why he hasn't featured much, but currently I think he can maybe enjoy a few of the last minutes in the Conference League as we are about to lift something great. A 70th minute highlight, Mandragora to Venuti, another one starting from a throw-in. Terracciano goes all the way to Igor. Terracciano, I feel like I may lose him to the Saudi League next season because there was already an initial offer from Alain, and I think they will come back. So a goalkeeper may be in the stead, as here comes Jovic. Jovic lofts the keeper, and the Real Madrid star just continues delivering. I think I should I sign some more former Real Madrid players so that in finals we can just get the better of other teams. Eli Felmas to Luka Jovic, chips the keeper. Luka Jovic just having one of his best games yet. I did great to trust him over Arthur Cabral. I don't know how Arthur Cabral would have performed because I haven't played him, but Luka Jovic seriously delivering for us. The Real Madrid former player is having a good game for us. Pau out to Tigres, gives it to Gerard. Alex gives it to Pedroza. They have made a couple of changes. Alberto out to Pedraza. Pedraza's cross, Francis Coquelin just passes it into Terraciano. That was a chance. They had a chance right there, but now we have more. We can just add more and more if we have the capability. But Raul Albiol will clear it for them. Gerard Moreno has support of Pedraza up front. Pedraza just driving and driving, goes all the way back, turns back to Alberto. Trigueros intercepted. Mecha with the ball to Jovic. Jovic gives it to Barak with a really nice back heel. Lucas Mecha intercepted and he is denied again. Francis Coquelin to Gerard Moreno. There is a lot of ball changing. This is a game of a battle for the midfield. Lucas Jovic intercepted. Eli Felmas intercepted. Alberto Moreno back to Pau. Pau finds a long ball looking for Veruti. Now has the ball. Barak gives it back to Venuti. Venuti's cross up front. Lucas Mecha scores 4-0 in the finals against Villarreal. The great season, considering the great season Lucas Mecha has had for us, if he failed to score in this game, it would have been really disappointing for him. Lucas Mecha with a really good lofted header over the keeper, and I think the last two changes I have, I'm just going to use them on just a few players whom I feel like should and could have a little bit of the say in the final game of the season. One of them being Ricardo Saponara, whom I'm bringing on to replace Tonin Barak, and then also I'm going to bring on Ricardo Sotil to replace Elif Elmas. And then Ricardo Sotil also knows how to play as an inverted forward, really good in that position. Those are my final two substitutions that I've used. We are just going to see out this game now. A couple of changes made here and there, really good littles. I would have loved to bring on Arthur Cabral, but I think the fatigue levels denied him the space. Saponara also a player who has not featured much for us, but could really do well with a few minutes of the game time in these finals. Not everyone could feature. I had a lot of substitutes, but I could only make 5 substitutions. So we'll have to stick with that. That's the rules of the Europa League. That's all it allows us to do. They have a free kick, maybe to get pull one back and make sure we don't leave this stadium with a clean sheet. Trigueros standing over it, shoots it into the box, and he scores to make it 4-1 in the 86th minute. Well, congrats to them, kudos. At least they didn't come all the way from the group stages to the finals to end up not scoring anything. At least this one will be a highlight of the game. A really good free kick goal. I don't know what Terraciano was doing over there, but whatever, he tried his best. I believe 4 minutes of added time, it will come, and 4 minutes I believe will go, and we will walk out of the tunnels of the what's the name of the stadium? I don't know. Winning as champions of the Europa League. I mean, this setup even looks more beautiful than the Serie A setup. Who wants the Serie A? The Conference League, the beauty. Licensed. Yeah, the Serie A is not licensed. It has just a board and just a place to lift the trophy. Here we have platforms. We have president standing over there. And we have really nice confetti falling from behind. A really well carved backboard for us. Just looks beautiful. We lift the Conference League, and with that we have ticked off one of the continental trophies we have to win in this whole challenge. Left are the Champions League and the Europa League. Luka Jovic, the Madrid star, just does it for us again in the finals. Madrid are a great side, and Hello Madrid, that's all I can say. Eli Felmas ends up being the man of the match with 2 assists, with an assist and a goal. Lucas Mecha also ends up scoring 1. A really good performance from the whole team. Eli Felmas has two assists and 1 goal. Actually, he had 2 assists only, not a goal. Jovic, Barak, Jovic, Mecha, those were the goals that we scored. Luka Jovic scoring the same rating as Eli Felmas, but he was taken as the man of the match with his incredible performance. 4-1 against Villarreal in the finals, and we win the Europa Conference League. Let the players celebrate. Elif looks frustrated. Why? Why do you look frustrated? Why do you look frustrated? Appeared inspired. Nice. Fixed. Every player has to be assured and happy of the performance that we have had. I'm happy with the whole squad. I'm happy with everything I'm seeing. We have won the Conference League, at least one trophy to take from all the ones that we could have taken in this whole season that we have had. If I were to go this season trophyless, it would have been really painful. We received 4.31 million. That would add a lot to the finances, and then the medals have been given to the players that were available. Even Jonathan Ikone, who was not available initially. With the Europa Conference League was for the end of the 2023-24 season. We have passed a year ahead of schedule. Elif Elmas having a really good game. Nice to see for him. We are to receive 1.52 million in TV. We are receiving a lot of money from the Europa Conference League. That's all cash just flowing into the team. Nature's Europa Conference League bonus has been paid. £185,000 if we win the Conference League, and here I've won the Conference League with him, and he has played a really good part in it. So Lucas Mecha, that is a little bit of good money for you, and also a little bit of money for the squad. I don't know, it has not yet updated, but the overall balance currently is 36 million for the squad. We are very much in the greens. We have a transfer budget of 34 million left, and also we been given the transfer budget for next season. I think it was already given, I just didn't capture that. I think it's that 34 million. But anyway, a really good season, just a little run up to finish it all. We missed out on winning the Serie A by 1 point against Napoli, who beat us by on both legs, 7 goals to 2 in the first leg, 1 goal to nil in the second. Those are painful results. We lost in the Italian Cup quarter semi-finals, lost to AS Roma, who eventually became the champions of the Italian Cup, Copa d'Italia. And then we went all the way to win the Europa Conference League, and with that we have ticked off one of the continental competitions from the list of all that we have to win. If you go to the video description below, you'll find a really good tick in front of that one. So yeah, we have done great. We are doing well in whatever we are doing. We are doing well in our competitions. This was just this basis, the foundation for the squad. A couple of changes will be made. There are transfers will be made. We have a hefty transfer budget. We have a lot of interest on a lot of players in the squad, so we are going to do some selling so that to raise the money more, and then bring on some good stars who can eventually help us win the league next season. A good foundation for us to start with, and I know next season winning the league is going to be our main aim, and also the Italian Cup. We are going to do a league double, that I believe, in the next season, considering the foundation we have made, and it's going to be painful if we don't. 3 seasons at Fiorentina will be tough, but if we don't win them next season, what else do we have? We have to win everything in Italy before we travel away. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Hope you have enjoyed. It has been great, it has been wonderful, this whole journey and everything else that we have had. Thanks so much guys. It has only been 3 episodes actually. I wish it were longer. I will be capturing everything, but it's a long series. We are going to do a lot across different countries, so an average of 2 to 3 videos per season. That will makes it an average of 6 videos per club if I were to do 2 seasons for each and every club. But we'll see how things go. Next up, we will be back starting the 2023-24 season, and I think I would have done all the transfers by then, so that we can just get into a lot of things. All the transfers, I can just capture them in a part of a video and then play one game, and we can see how things go. I don't plan on having transfer specials for this one, but if you would like a transfer special, you can tell me in the comments below and we will see what to do. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode. Hopefully next season we are winning the Scudetto and lifting the Coppa d'Italia. We have already done the Conference League. The Champions League, we are in it next season. I back us up to maybe have a good run, but not go all the way. But if we can go all the way, it will be lovely to win the Champions League with Fiorentina. Hope to see you guys in the next episode, which will be next season. Peace.